All right, let's talk about something that makes the modern web, well, modern. Today, we're diving into WebSocket, the tech that powers all that real-time magic you see online.
You know, have you ever really stopped to think about how that works? How your chat messages just pop up instantly, or how you can see live stock prices change right before your eyes without ever hitting the refresh button? It all comes down to a big question. How do you have a real-time conversation on the web? A place that, believe it or not, wasn't really built for it. And before WebSocket, the answer was, let's just say, it was pretty clumsy.
Okay, so to really get why WebSocket was such a huge game changer, we first have to go back in time a bit and look at the big problem it was designed to fix. So the old way was this thing called HTTP polling. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like sending postcards. Imagine your browser sending a postcard to the server every single second, asking, "Got anything new for me?" And the server sends one back saying, "Nope." Then another postcard. "Anything new?" "Nope." Over and over again. It's a lot of work for nothing, right? Super inefficient. But WebSocket? That's completely different. It's like making a phone call. You establish the connection just once, and the line stays open. Both sides can talk freely whenever they have something to say until you decide to hang up.
Yeah, all that constant back and forth asking created a ton of unnecessary network traffic. See, every single one of those postcards had to carry all this extra baggage, these things called HTTP headers. It was a really clunky, heavy way to get what was often just a tiny little update. So, yeah, it might have felt kind of real time, but under the hood, it was just this frantic, repetitive cycle of asking and getting an answer. Clearly, this whole polling mess needed a much smarter, more elegant solution. The web was crying out for a real, persistent, two-way street for communication, and that's exactly where WebSocket came in to save the day. Okay, so what is it officially? The definition talks about a full duplex communication channel over a single, long-lived TCP connection. Sounds complicated, but it's really not. Full duplex just means two-way. Data can flow in both directions at the same time, like a normal conversation. And that single, long-lived connection, well, that's our phone call. You make one connection and it stays open, nice and stable, for as long as you need it. And because that phone line is always open, you get some huge benefits. You can ditch all those repetitive, bulky HTTP headers for every little message. But the biggest deal? The server doesn't have to wait for the client to ask anymore. The moment it has new information, it can just push it straight to you. That is what we mean by true real-time communication. So here's a puzzle for you. How do you roll out a brand new way of communicating on the web without, breaking the entire internet? The answer is actually pretty brilliant. It's all about something called the WebSocket handshake.
And this is where the genius of the design really shines. A WebSocket connection doesn't just show up unannounced. It starts its life disguised as a completely normal HTTP request. What this means is that all the existing web infrastructure, servers, firewalls, you name it, they already know how to handle it. It just works over the same standard ports that all web traffic uses. Absolutely no special treatment required. So clever. The whole process is like a simple four-step dance. First, the client sends a regular-looking HTTP request, but it tucks in a special little note, a header, that basically asks, "Hey, you mind if we switch over to a WebSocket conversation?" If the server's on board, it sends back a special code, 101, switching protocols, which is just a fancy way of saying, "You got it." And just like that, boom, the connection is totally transformed. So when a server sees those two little lines, connection upgrade and upgrade WebSocket, it's like a secret code. It immediately knows, okay, this isn't someone asking for a web page. This is a signal to tear down that old, inefficient postcard system and open up a direct, dedicated, two-way phone line. All right, so the handshake is done. The phone line is open. What now? How do they actually talk to each other? Well, they definitely don't keep using those clunky old HTTP messages. Instead, the whole conversation switches to a much, much leaner and more efficient system. All the data, everything that gets sent back and forth, is broken down into these small, super lightweight packages called frames. Think of each frame as a neat little packet of information. It basically answers three simple questions. First, is this the last piece of the message? Second, what kind of message is this? Is it text or something else? And third, what's the actual data? By stripping out all that repetitive junk from HTTP, this whole frame system is built for one thing: pure speed and efficiency. Okay, we've gone through some of the techie details, which is cool, but so what? What does this actually mean for you and me?
Well, let's connect the dots to the stuff you're probably using every single day. Anytime you see something appear on your screen without you having to refresh the page, that's almost certainly WebSocket doing its thing. Think about it. Messages popping up in Slack or Discord, live scores updating during a game, seeing your friend's cursor moving in a Google Doc. All of that magic is happening because of this persistent two-way connection.
And here's the thing, this isn't some new experimental piece of tech, not at all. The idea has been around for well over a decade, and it became an official web standard way back in 2011. It's a really mature, stable, and foundational part of the modern web. And because it's so mature, what you get is pretty much universal adoption. WebSocket isn't some niche tool that only some developers use. Nope, it's a core technology that's supported by every single modern web browser out there. That's why these real-time experiences are just everywhere now.
So when you step back and look at it, WebSocket really did fundamentally change the web. It helped transform it from just a collection of static pages into this dynamic, interactive platform where things happen live. It basically made that phone call a standard feature for everyone. And that leaves us with one last really interesting question to think about. Now that this real-time, always-on conversation is the new normal, what's next? What are we going to build with it?